Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Video Game Fight School channel. Happy New Year. Thank you guys for even hopping into this video and joining the Video Game Fight School community. I appreciate all your kind words. I appreciate your support. And thank you very much for allowing me to serve you by bringing Gotham Knights and the comic video games content to you. And thank you very much for engaging as well. So I want to address something that I mentioned in one of my last videos. And that's basically this little teaser that Warner Brothers Games Montreal put out on Christmas Day of 2020. And the dates that you see here, July the 16th, Tuesday, and July the 21st, Sunday, some have, basically hypothesized that these dates are dates that are coming from perhaps 1940 or so, when maybe Batman or perhaps one of these characters was actually first introduced. Now, that is a very huge, step to take in regard to trying to put the pieces together. It may be that that's the case, or it may not be. But I've noticed that Warner Brothers Games Montreal is really stuck with their way of promoting this game. And the way they want to promote this game is they want to use a lot of cryptic aspects to doing so. Perhaps they're trying to clue us into what the nature of the game will be. Who knows? But at the end of the day, when you look at those dates, the 16th and the 21st, you guys here in the community, you have a very keen eye for observation, and I appreciate you guys. Some people have basically been mentioning in my comment section that, hey, July 16th is actually a Friday in 2021. So if you actually wanted to maybe break this down, or probably July 16, 21, or if you really wanted to go super cryptic, February 16th through February 21 is actually a Tuesday through a Sunday. Now, this does not mean the game is going to be coming out on this date. My goodness, that is a very short window for marketing and building of awareness, especially for a game that's taken a new direction. A game like this will require a few months of introducing a lot of the, characters, especially in gameplay, putting the pieces together. This is not something where we're just going to see just Batgirl's gameplay and then we're going to call it good. They're trying to sell us 4 playable characters with 4 unique stories that are members of the Bat family, and the least that we can see, even before they actually even say, okay, this is when you're going to be able to pre-order this game, or this is the release date, is at least seeing combat for at least 2 of the 4 characters. And then after they release a release window and a release date, then we can start seeing some in-depth stuff like more combat, some of the RPG elements, some of the open world elements as it goes. But I wanted to go ahead and point this out because if you really wanted a date to maybe play with, or a date to kind of maybe be conspiratorial about, that's probably going to be a window. And somebody had also asked me in one of my other videos to talk about my thoughts on when we were going to be seeing some more announcements from Warner Brothers Games Montreal. But I made that video saying, it will have to depend on a whole lot of things. But when you try to do a calendar countdown, it's really rough to kind of put a finger on how Warner Brothers Games has done its marketing as well. Now, the reason I say that is because there's so many variables. If you look at maybe a game like Warner Brothers Montreal, I said a game like Warner Brothers Montreal, sorry, I meant a game like Mortal Kombat 11. Mortal Kombat 11 basically had a December announcement at the Game Awards. They were like, oh yeah, this is it, and it's going to be coming out at this time. And before you know what's happening, it was out in April. So basically 4 months from there. And then you have another game like Hitman 3 that is pretty much going to be coming out very soon. I mean, literally, Hitman likes to release its games at the beginning of the year when it comes to, the publishing and when it comes to the release. And, even though it's developed by IO Studios, I think behind them is Warner Brothers as well. That's their publisher when it comes down to all of that stuff. Now, that's just one way to look at it. But even if you wanted to kind of, point all fingers, August was the pre-alpha gameplay. For you to have the game come out by February will be a feat of excellence. It will mean that they've actually had this game in place and we're just polishing some things and just, cleaning up some work. And eventually they have the game ready to go. But February to me seems really early. Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, we have to take into consideration a few things. Now, these few things are probably a lot of the lessons learned from this past year. This past year has basically changed the landscape for a lot of things. A lot of traditional release windows are most likely going to change. If you even look at from the movie perspective, in which Warner Brothers in their entertainment section are actually a big contributor in that space. So I will not be surprised if we get an early release of this game. But at the same time, I'm not trying to put my hopes up. All I'm saying is we have to be very measured in how we actually say, oh, this is going to be a game that comes out all the way down there. because I don't think they want to wait any longer if they have the game completed, nor do I think that they actually, were affected in a major way by this game. I think this game may have been in development for a few years, and all that needed to happen was to optimize the game to leverage the new systems, or maybe they had actually worked on the game thinking it would intercept with the new console releases, and when they saw that the console release sales were most likely not going to be as ginormous as they thought, then they're working on it now for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox, which is supposed to increase sales. It's really sketchy, man. You don't know what you don't know, and at the end of the day, all we can do is just make hypotheses. But I wanted to bring this to you guys and just say, hey, keep this in your mind. It might be something where they released this as a cryptic, one of their very fun cryptic messages, and many people still, have not gotten it, and, they probably are not saying anything much about it because they know that it's actually a big deal, and they just want to maybe surprise the audience much more. But that's pretty much my video. I appreciate you guys for listening through. Thank you very much for your time and audience. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. When do you think this game is going to be released? Talk to you all soon. Peace.